Yeah, what's up, guys? It's been a minute. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Well, I think the last time I uploaded a video was obviously when I competed. That was about like 3 weeks ago. So now we're back in the saddle, and I'm deciding to bring the first video back with the Q&A. I feel like there's a lot of things that you guys have been wondering about in regards to better, corrupted, where I'm at emotionally, physically, meets, all that kind of stuff. Well, come to the perfect video because we're about to answer all those questions. But as I answer those questions, we're gonna be going through a squat workout. I think just to start off this video, I'm gonna briefly talk about how Nationals went, my thoughts about Nationals. I got a lot of questions about that. In the video that I dropped last time, I competed, obviously, a couple weeks ago. I discussed how my performance at Nationals wasn't all that. I wasn't too excited about it. It was okay. I was able to unofficially break a world record, but just wasn't satisfied with the way I went about it. And then now, going forward, we have IPF Worlds, so I got invited to compete in that. We are currently about like 11 weeks out, so we're focused on doing that kind of stuff. One of the things I'm gonna be highlighting in training whenever I start my new series is the fact that I'm gonna be pulling back when it comes to intensity and making sure that I'm actually adhering to the program and what's being asked for me to do. And I'm also gonna be hammering nutrition. I just literally got on board with one of the GOATs of the nutrition game, Alberto Nunez. He's like a sage. I'm looking at him as like my Jiraiya sensei, and I'm Naruto, and I'm about to take my nutrition to a whole different level. There is no more off-season. Off-season doesn't exist when you're at this level. Everything you do leads to your meet. The way that I'm approaching everything now, we're always on. There's no time for rest, there's no time to chill. So yeah, I'm ready to get to work. So with that being said, let's start working out. I'm gonna go through some of the questions you guys asked me because there are some really good questions. And I think there's a lot of people that are just interested in like some of the stuff that's been going on the last couple of weeks because things look different. Obviously. Let's get to it. Today we have a tempo squat double, RP 7-8. It's the last week of my first block back, and I want to have like good ass energy for this training session, so I'm gonna work up to my top set and then start answering questions at that point. Still awesome. Okay, that top set was amazing. That was 639 pounds for tempo squats. So the reason why we're doing tempo squats is because we want to figure out if there are any flaws in technique as I'm descending into the hole. And also just want to hammer depth. I think depth was inconsistent at the meet. So now that we're knocking this down, I'm getting more and more confident, and I've been able to build up to 639 pauses. So that's really dope. Let's go and get into the question. Thank you guys for the dope ass questions too. I feel like the first couple of questions I'm gonna answer, shout out to Libby, the little homie, or like the big little homie. She asked me, what era of life brought you the most personal development? That's actually a good ass question. I feel like that era is now. Like I'm learning a lot of information right now. So to give you guys kind of like an idea of like my life, I went to college for 3 years, but I wasn't involved into college. So I wasn't interacting with a lot of different people. So the only people I really interacted with are people from in high school. So I feel like I missed that stage of development in my life. And then now with my previous businesses and having to work with people and be around a lot more people, I feel like that was like my college experience. So I learned a lot of like how human beings work on a day-to-day level, and like understanding what personality types work with me, what personality types I want around me. I think from the age of 25 to where I'm at right now has been the most development that I've had in a long time. I've been a very consistent individual, but with the information that I've gained over the last like, I think 3 to 5 years has really allowed me to mature and settle into the person that I want to be. So that was a good ass question. Another question was, would I ever move up to the 93s? The answer is yes, right? But it's all about timing. There are still things I want to accomplish in the 83s. Getting down to 183 pounds isn't difficult for me yet. And I still want my like my send-off meet in the 83. So I have at least like another year and a half or so in the 83s. But 93 for me, it's a natural progression. And I feel like when I do move up to 93s, I think I'll be able to be one of the top competitors. So I'm excited for that. But I think that like a lot of times, people don't see like the vision, and they just want you to move up because they're like, oh bro, you could kill 93s, move up now. And I'm like, my legacy at 83 hasn't been set yet, in my personal opinion. Yes, I've accomplished a lot, but at the same time, there's been multiple 83s that I've won worlds twice. I think I have the record for most national wins, but I want to get back on that world stage and prove myself, and then see like what I could do. My last meet, I just didn't perform the way I wanted to perform. So it still leaves me hungry to compete at a high level in the 83. So I don't think I'm moving up to 93 right now, obviously, but it will be a natural progression that I will tackle soon. All right, so we're blasting Kendrick for today's workout for obvious reasons. Right now we have back down sets. So we had a top set, tempo squat, double of 639. Now I'm gonna drop the weight down to, I already dropped the weight down to 500 plus. And we're gonna do 7 reps. So it's supposed to be RP of 7. Like I said, I wanna make sure I'm hammering technique and adhering to the program at all times. So this set of 7 should look really smooth, but I'll answer some more questions after I do this first set.
We the best, no contest. We the best. There ain't no one like cause of you dumb or you crazy. There's no way, G. Me and my clique, we handling biz while you and your clique just act fugazi. You couldn't persuade me to give a damn, this don't faze me. I got my Xbox, she can't play me. Money in a text box, I get paid. We the best. We the best, no contest. We the best. We the best, no contest. The wicked, I'm bad and I'm blessed.
Yeah, so that first set was good.
Put it to the test.
529, easy set of 7. So let's get some more questions out the way. Someone asked me, do I think it's important to celebrate small wins? Why or why not? I mean, it's important to celebrate small wins. I feel as though I got caught up with, or it's very easy for me to get caught up in what I wasn't able to accomplish at my last meet, but I also did celebrate the fact that I did win, right? I won, I unofficially set a world record, so I took the time to celebrate that. And the reason as to why you need to do stuff like that is because this shit goes by fast. Like even as long as I've been competing, it's been getting closer to a decade now. If I never celebrated small wins, I don't think I'll be able to appreciate what I've done. So like going back and retroactively, taking the time to just celebrate, yo, you did this, it's really beneficial because it keeps you going. Someone else asked how long I've been powerlifting. That kind of ties into the last question, but I've been powerlifting since 2016. My first meet was November, I believe, of 2016, maybe a little before that. And I've been competing ever since, so that's 8 years. That's 8 years powerlifting, which is insane. Another person asked me, what's my go-to hype song in the gym? I have Dr. Birds, I have Pusha T, Numbers on the Board, I have Mr. Morale by Kendrick Lamar. I think Like That might creep into one of my go-to hype songs inside of the gym. And then the last question I answer before I go hit my next set is, how much does a coach/handler help with progress in going 9 for 9 in a meet? I mean, it helps a lot. It helps a lot. So sometimes you need a coach to kind of get in the way of your decision making. As an athlete, you always want to do the biggest number that you can imagine, and sometimes that's not there on meet day. Meet day is an athletic performance, and sometimes athletically and strength-wise, you just don't have the number there. And I feel like a coach oftentimes comes in and steps in. It's like, yo, I know you wanted a 529 third attempt. When I watched your second, you only have 507 for today. It's like, I'm sorry. And that helps you go 9 for 9. And then also just getting the most out of you. Sometimes you need that second eye to kind of give you good feedback. I mean, what would Michael Jordan be without Phil Jackson? What would Tim Duncan be without Greg Popovich? Like, what would the Patriots be without Bill Belichick? You need that coach to step in there and provide that buffer and keep you accountable and also honest and humble. These niggas talking out of their neck, don't pull no confidence out of your mouth. I'm way too paranoid for a threat. Hey, let's get it, bro. The money, power, respect. The last one is better. My bad. I really just wanted to, when Like That comes on, I try to get as much as Kendrick's verse as I can. So I'm trying to teach myself that shit. But anyways, let's get into the juicy question that everyone's like wondering. It's a lot of questions actually. So it's a twofold question. Better and corrupted. What's going on with Better? I talked about it on my podcast, and I talked about it on Max's podcast as well. So for those of you guys that do not know, Better is completely on pause. I'm taking some time away from it just to kind of like get myself back into being a lifter, being an influencer, creating content, doing all those kind of things. Over the course of the last couple of years, Better has taken a lot out of me. So whenever I first had it as merch that I was selling, it was a lot more simplified. It was easy to manage. It was just me, and I was hiring people to do contract work, so it was seamless. Then, as I scaled it and grew the business, I added a lot of people to the fold, and it just turned into something that wasn't initially intended. And then just with the structure of how everything kind of worked out, I had to let everyone go. And with letting everyone go, I've also just kind of realized I like it better, no pun intended, I like it better with just me. I want to be able to put my stamp and represent the community in a way that is the right way to do it. And I feel like now with all the cooks out of the kitchen, I feel a lot more energized to do it again. I feel a lot more in tune with the brand and what I want out of it. And over time, like when you add a lot of people into the pot, which I didn't do in a masterful way, it gets like complicated and it gets kind of hard to manage. And you kind of lose yourself within it. And it's almost as though like you relinquish control and you feel like you have like this thing and you want to control it in a way, but you can't control it anymore because it's not yours anymore. So I'm just kind of getting back to having it be mine again. But then also too, I do want to bring it back in a very thought out way, or maybe not even a thought out way, just bring it back when I'm ready. And I'm very excited for the future of it because I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. But for the time being, I have things I need to tackle by myself that are right in front of me, which is being a competitor. I have a world competition coming up. I need to secure my win with that. And then just being a lifter all over again. So that's basically everything that's going on. And I already said this in the podcast. If you have please also stop buying from the Better website. I'm refunding every purchase that has not been fulfilled because, like I said, I fired everyone at the beginning of March. I don't even like that word. I let go of everyone at the beginning of March just because it just didn't make sense. And those orders are gonna be refunded. So do not go to the Better website. I'm actually locked out of the Better website. Shopify has bad customer service, so it's like hard to get hold of them. I got a hold of them, so I'm in the process of getting it back. But please, do not shop. Duhan's hands are getting tired. So let me do my last set, and then I'll answer a shit ton of questions and jump into my leg day. All right, that was solid, man. Good ass workout. So 529 for for the 3 sets of 7. Pretty good. But let me run through some questions as I take everything down. I was like taking pictures and shit. Someone asked me, so I'm gonna answer a question about my fashion, and then I'm gonna talk about Drake and Kanye. And then I'm gonna talk about the whole beef shit, because I know people ask me about that. So number one, fashion. Fashion is such a unique thing, or it's like an interesting thing, because fashion is just how you express yourself. And I feel like if you're confident, you can literally wear whatever you want. It's really just about how you wear it and like what do you look like when you're wearing it. People that inspire me, I would say, would have to be, a lot of athletes inspire me, but it's tough to say athletes too because like I know they have stylists. Stephon Diggs, Shy from the Thunder. Those guys inspire me fashion-wise. Pharrell, Tyler the Creator, Kanye West. I think those like probably like the ones that are like, and then let's talk about the rap beef, right? I'm gonna try to keep this short because I'm gonna talk about it on a podcast. Better take, probably recording this Thursday. Rap-wise, I don't have Drake as like the all-time GOAT. I think Kanye is better than Drake artistically, musically, all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying, like when I say that Drake is the GOAT, there isn't a scenario where you can't play Drake. You can play Drake when you're trying to get yourself hyped up. You can play Drake around women. You can play Drake on the beach. There isn't a moment in time where you cannot play Drake and that shit will not bang. But Kanye West artistically is better. Now, let's get into the beef, and I'm trying not to get too much into it because I don't want to make this video about an hour long. If you're not familiar with the Kendrick and Drake and J. Cole situation, this isn't the video for you. But I will say, when Kendrick came out with Like That and Future and Metro Boomin dropped their album, #1 10 for 10 album, amazing. Kendrick's verse was crazy. I liked him calling everyone out. It was dope. And I didn't expect for Drake to respond. Drake's the type of artist where I feel like he's gonna throw subliminals for the next like 3 years, and we'll just have to pick up on it. Now J. Cole was an interesting thing, so I'm like, J. Cole's competitive, or at least I thought. And he's gonna drop, you know, something answering the Like That verse, and he did. But he recently, like literally like 2 days ago from recording this video, took it back, which I was kind of shocked by. So I'll just respond to that initially. I'll say that that's probably a mistake on J. Cole's part. I think him answering a diss track that wasn't really aimed at him, but it was like, it included him. I don't think there was anything wrong with that. I'm not sure why he felt like he needed to cleanse his spirit with it. I respect the fact that he felt like he did and he did it. But competitively, it kind of knocks some notches off of where I think about him at, because I'm thinking like he's like a, you know, a killer MC. He's rapping about, oh, like if you want it, I got it, all that type of shit. He ain't got it. Kendrick up, 2-0. Kendrick is the first rapper to win a beat strictly off of his aura alone. But I'll be breaking down that full thing like on the Better Take podcast the next time it uploads, so you guys check that out. But yeah, that's my take on the whole Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole beat. So the last couple of weeks, since I've been off camera, I've been incorporating legs back into my training schedule. So I'm gonna start hitting that shit. So I'm gonna be going through the leg routine as I answer y'all's question. Once again, if you guys wanna do workouts like these, you could cop Volume 6 version of my Powerbuilding program for only $25. It's a one-off purchase. Maybe let's get to work.
I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and read it, you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the start. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace. You gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference.
Quick intermission, so let's answer some questions. Okay, shout out to Elijah. Am I ever jumping on the hybrid wave? Fuck no. Okay, so like when it comes to the fitness industry, there's a lot of trends that come and go. I feel like bodybuilding was a trend, cycling was a trend, and then now, you know, being a hybrid athlete is a trend. And I don't fall into trends, to be honest with you. I have a very singular route. My path is powerlifting, and that's what it's gonna be until I decide to stop. If I start to become like a hybrid athlete, then I would become less of a powerlifter. I think it's a dope thing though, like running and lifting is cool as fuck. But I do think it's a trend right now. I'm not gonna jump into it. I might do a mile. If we were gonna talk about, we were gonna film a video of me running a mile and see how far I go. So I'm interested in doing that, but other than that, I ain't trying to be like, no, like David Goggins type shit. That's not the type of vibe I'm in. This question kind of ties into the Better thing, but when/if Better comes back, how big of a team do you want/need? I only need a designer, myself, and a videographer. That's it. That's all. That's literally all I need. That's all I needed from when I started all the way to this point. Like I could have did everything that I did with that format, but I complicated things. Definitely complicated things. Let me answer one more question before we get back to the workout. Am I ever nervous before a powerlifting meet? I feel like nervous is almost like a derogative statement. I wouldn't say I'm nervous. It's more so excitement. This last meet I was nervous though, which is weird. But I get more nervous for my training sessions than I do the actual meet. So when I pull up, I'm like sweating before I even start training. I'm nervous as fuck. But when I at a meet, I'm actually way more relaxed than I'm even training. I think like the people that have been around me in training and then at a meet, it's kind of like weird because I'm pretty chill. I feel like I'm way more intense during training because I'm way more nervous, but no, I don't really get nervous like that. I'm more excited to show you guys like what I've been working on for the past couple of months. was telling Duhan off camera, I was like, I'm back to training legs because I feel like I've been too cocky with my legs. I always used to say I don't train legs because I squat so much. And this past meet, like, I didn't fucking squat well. The fuck I think I could not train legs for if I can't even squat well? Like, I don't deserve to not train legs. So we back to training legs. Sometimes you gotta humble yourself. I really thought I was him for real when it comes to that squat shit. I'm like, I don't need to train legs. I'm over here missing attempts and shit. Damn near. Rapid fire. Okay. Do I look up to any powerlifter for motivation? Not really. I don't look at like, I feel like when people say that, it's like, do I look up to any powerlifters? It's like, no, not really. Like certain powerlifters, it's like, get me in a competitive mode, but to say that I'm inspired, I don't know about that. That's such a strong word for me. When I think of inspiration, I think about like Kobe Bryant, Ray Lewis, Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali. Like I think of like that for inspiration, not so much like my peers and contemporaries as like inspiration. I wouldn't use that word. I would say the better question would be, who gets me in a competitive mood? That would be lifters like Jesus, Austin Perkins, Taylor Atwood, like world champion. Like those type of lifters give me like, I guess like competitive, but inspired is such a strong word. I don't know about that. This goes into the next question too. Like, is there any bad blood between you and Austin Perkins? No, not really, no. I think people want there to be bad blood because it's like an interesting storyline. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. Like he's literally like in his moment, he's killing it. I ain't got no bad blood to say or like anything negative. Best advice for someone who wants to pursue a professional powerlifting or pursue powerlifting professionally. Just become good at it. And if you can't become good at it, then find your own little niche. I use this kid as an example. Ethan or Pinoy, is it Pinoy bulldozing or some shit like that? He's created a nice little lane for himself when it comes to powerlifting content because he's not like a super strong world champion lifter, but he's very funny. So he uses content from the powerlifting community, or he uses things from the powerlifting community to create content, and that has allowed him to gain followers and value. So you can make powerlifting professional in that sense, where like now you can parlay those views and those eyeballs into sponsorships. But I would say the quickest way and the easiest way, the most effective way to make powerlifting a profession is to become good at it, or be a coach. One of those three things. What do you think of Andrew Schultz? I went first half funny as fuck, then deep as fuck. I felt like a hangout session. So I went to go see Andrew Schultz live in Houston. Background information about that, I watched and listened to the Brilliant Idiots podcast since the first episode. Like I'm a fan of Charlamagne the God and Andrew Schultz. So when I heard he was coming to Houston, I was like, fuck it, let me go check it out. I checked it out. It was my first time going to his live show. It was amazing. And it felt cool because like, bro, there was so much traffic getting into the Smart Financial Center in Sugar Land. And it's coming from a guy that I've watched since I was like 15. And I'm like, damn, bro, this is what happens when you put your head down and grind for a full decade. He used to talk about being a struggling comedian and how like Hollywood won't let him in and all that kind of shit. To now he has fucking traffic backed up in a stadium full of people sitting there listening to him tell jokes. So it was super motivating and humbling to watch that. Shit. Let me get one more set of the goblet squat out of the way and then we'll move on to maybe some leg extensions.
She ate big flowers. I moved that whole lane and I had to push to get out. I went go around the city like I'm done. Everything I see me, I bought. Put the shits on my shoulders.
Okay, so someone asked me, do I ever plan on representing Nigeria on the world stage? That's a good question. Nigeria doesn't have a powerlifting team. If they ever do create a powerlifting team, that would be cool to like represent Nigeria and like bring a gold home for them. But they don't currently offer that. I've actually been, that'd be cool. I feel like if I ever do retire from powerlifting, that was a question that someone asked me, do I ever think about like when I'll stop? I feel like maybe like when I get closer to retiring, maybe I will go over to Nigeria and establish a powerlifting federation over there, or you know, get them into like lifting the same way that they do with like the NFL and NBA. Because there's a lot of talent in Nigeria. Like them West African genetics is a real thing. And if you guys think I'm genetically gifted, there's a lot of people overseas that are probably like 1,000 times more genetically gifted than I am. What got me into competitive no-quit experiment before competing as a world champ? Just watching athletes like Kobe, Michael Jordan, Ray Lewis. They kind of instilled the spirit that I have, and also to my parents. They've always told me to never give up, to like, you know, some typical anime shit, but just like never give up. You can achieve anything you want to if you work hard enough. That kind of mentality's always been instilled in me since I was like a young kid. Biggest accomplishment you feel like you've done? Making powerlifting bigger. I think that I helped ushered in a new wave of powerlifters, so I'm very appreciative, and I think that's like one of my favorite things that I've done for the sport. One of like the biggest compliments I could get is like, oh, you got me into powerlifting. I've competed against people on the national stage just like, yo, I started watching your channel and I've worked my way up to this point. So that shit always gives me like butterflies. What was my biggest takeaway from Powerlifting American Nationals? The fact that we're becoming like a more established federation. Like being out there allowed me to see the growth that powerlifting has had. Like we have media now where they're pulling you after your squat attempts or your bench attempts or deadlift attempts and giving you like a full-blown interview. Like how did you feel about your performance? How was prep? Like all that kind of stuff, which is super cool. And also just the media that they're putting out in regards to the pictures too. Like there's media at weigh-ins, like people were videoing and all that kind of stuff, and that's not a normal thing. So them taking advantage of that has been really cool. And powerlifting is growing, so I'm excited about that. Oh, how many more years do I have left in powerlifting? I feel like this last meet I started evaluating my powerlifting mortality. It's like how much longer do I really have? But I feel good, man. I feel as young as I ever felt. Outside of like, you know, a couple of knee aches here and there, but I feel fine. I thought I could go for another like 10 years. Who knows? You know, knock on wood. But strength sports is a little bit different because you can push the boundaries. There's people that are still still very competitive into their 40s. So who knows with that? But I don't see myself stopping anytime soon for sure. If someone were to describe Russwole in 3 words, what would you hope they'd say? I would hope that they say that I'm intense, honest. Damn, I don't know what the last word was. Intense, honest. Yeah, I don't know the last word. Third one, maybe funny. Dream gym partner. Ray Lewis, yeah, probably Ray Lewis, or maybe even like a Michael Jordan or a Kobe. I think like just the way that they're built, they're super competitive. I feel like if we were working out, it would be like, hey, we got 8 reps on this, and they do 9 reps, and I'm gonna count. I'm like, this motherfucker did 9 reps. Okay, I'm about to do 10 reps, and then like you just keep competing. I feel like they have like a very sicko mindset when it comes to competing, and I like to compete when I train. So that's that's all the questions. I had way more, but I don't want this video to be like fucking an hour long video. So let me grab my shit, pack up, and I'll close out in the stretching area. All right, guys, we've reached the end of this video. Once again, I want to apologize for taking that hiatus, but I've been having fun, just kind of like focusing on myself, training by myself, and kind of like tying up some loose ends that have been needing to be tied up. But yeah, I mean, that's it for today's video. Going forward, I'm gonna start getting ready for IPF Worlds. If you guys didn't know what that is, that's me basically getting ready for the Olympics. It's like what we have for powerlifting, or so like Olympics for powerlifting. So I'm gonna be gearing up to become, you know, a 3-time world champion powerlifter. So I'm excited about that. And then I'm just gonna start creating a lot more one-off videos. And we're gonna bring back the commercial gym series. And then just focus on being a powerlifter and creative once again. So I'm excited to kind of go forward and see what the future holds. But thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you guys for kind of being understanding with the better situation and then with the corrupted situation as well. I'm thankful for everything that has gotten me to this point, but also I'm looking forward to what's coming forward. Like I'm focused on being positive. I'm focused on just, you know, getting back to the shit that got me to this point. So thank you guys for being a part of the journey, like always. So, like always, if you guys like this motherfucking video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Get better today. I'm out.